Hey dolls, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. Today's video is a collab video. I'm super excited because I have been entering into a season of collabs and have been growing my DIY friend community so much, and I'm super excited about them. These ladies and gents are so nice, so uplifting. It's just really nice to be like internet friends with people that, you know, really want to see you succeed. So today's video is a collab with Mindy over at Simply Mindy. She does great DIYs, really good recreations, and great inspiration. She even does furniture pieces. So she does woodworking. She says she's amateur in woodworking, but she made a sofa, bitch. I mean, come on. She has this really cute, clean boho kind of style. I really love what she does. We are doing a modern boho decor, and I love my farmhouse, but lately I have been on this boho train. So make sure you go watch her video after you've watched mine to see what she has come up with. So excited about this video, you guys. I have learned how to macrame. I mean, I've only learned 3 knots, but still, that's something. Nicole over at the Week's Nest has done a few videos, and it kind of bit me. I'm kind of obsessed now. So I wanted to try it out myself, and I really do like the outcome that I had. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss an upload. If you're not new, hey doll, hey. All right, let's get started. For my first DIY, I'm using these wreath rings. I picked them up from Walmart, 3 come in a pack, and this mop head from Dollar Tree. I went ahead and removed the strings from the mop, and I cut them in half. And this is the length that they gave me. Now this is the first time that I'm going to try anything macrame related. So I took the smallest ring of the 3 wreath rings, and I'm taking 2 of these mop strings and putting them together. So the first loop that I am doing, or knot, is this lark's head knot. And it's really the easiest knot and the most basic and what you would start everything with. So you're just going to kind of loop it around. So basically I'm taking both of them because I kind of want a thick look and finish. This is my first time doing this. I didn't practice before, so I'm going to make a few mistakes, but just bear with me. We're all learning together, right? So you're just going to take that and then you're going to loop it. So you're going to put the loop on top of the wreath or the circle frame, and then you're going to loop the tail through the middle, so through the inside of that, and then you're going to pull. The mistake, well, I guess it wouldn't be a mistake, but the thing that I did was I kept tightening them each time that I did it, but you don't really have to do that with these lark's head knots because you can go back and tighten them up once you're complete putting all of the strings on that you want, or rope, or whatever you choose to use. This is what it looks like when I'm complete with them. So I think I have 7 knots. Then I took 1 more piece of mop string and I kind of unraveled it in half. It's 4 pieces that come with it. So I took 2 of them and then I hot glued them down to the back. If you're a macrame guru, don't shame me for hot gluing it to the back. I just couldn't figure out how to tie it and leave it hidden. So please forgive me. But this is what it looks like after I'm done. And I really love it. It's such a cute, simple piece. Next macrame wall hanging, I'm going to use the middle size wreath ring in that pack of 3, and then I'm going to take this nautical rope that I had a while from Amazon. I actually used the rest of it on this project. So what I did is I measured it out, the length of that ruler 3 times. to get the length that I wanted. So I figured out how long I wanted it from the wreath, and then I measured it from there and just cut it all up. I'm starting with the lark's head knot on this as well, but I'm just taking one rope piece, so not two like the mop, just one, because it's thick enough. And then I'm just doing that several times until I have enough to get the look that I'm wanting. So again, you'll take it on the top and then loop it through that hole and then pull the tails underneath and then tighten it. This is what it looks like when I am done putting all my lark's head knots on there. Next, I am going to try some square knots. So I'm going to take 2 of these ropes and go ahead and knot them up. So you need 4 tails. So what you're going to do is take the 4 tails, you're going to loop the right side over, so crossing over the 2 middle, then take the furthest left one and you're going to pull it down so it is over the right one that came over, and then loop it under and through the right rope. I really hope this is making sense. I kept this at the normal speed so you could see what I'm doing. And then you can alternate if you want. I did only because I like symmetry in my life. So then you're going to take the left one, loop it down like an L shape, take the right one and then pull it down over that left one and then loop it behind the 2 middle ones and through the left one. So yeah, and then I did this process for every 2 strips of rope 5 times. And then once I'm done with that, doing that 5 times, I then move on to my second set of 2 ropes to do my square knots. And like I said before, getting the inspiration from Nicole over at the Week's Nest really made me want to learn this technique. And this style is so in with like the boho style, like it's so on trend that I definitely wanted to try it. And the fact that I can do this on my own now, I am like obsessed with like getting different kind of like ropes and like string or yarn or whatever I can use to make some macrame planter holders, just some statement pieces, because I have a few blank walls in my house that I need to fill up, and I definitely think that doing some of this is actually gonna help out. And I actually really enjoy doing it. It's actually really easy once you just sit down, learn how to do it, and it's quick to get through. So after I finish all of my square knots, I'm going to do an alternating square knot. So basically with this, you're still doing square knots, but you're going to connect the knots previously to the next 2. So here I took 2 of the rope strings from the first set of square knots and I moved those to the side. And then I took the 2 inner rope pieces and I'm going to connect those with a square knot with the next set of 2 square knots. I'm probably not explaining it as easy as you can probably see it being demonstrated, but that is how you do the alternating square knots. Now mine are a little bit closer and a little bit more tight than other alternating square knots, but I had this idea in mind where I wanted it to kind of be one like diagonal piece, kind of like a half diamond, so like a triangle shape anyways. But that's basically all you do with that, is you just take 2 of the pieces on the outside and you remove those from the equation, and then you take the 2 inner knots for the next 2 set and do square knots for those. And I did 3 square knots for this part, and then I just continued on. So after I did those 3, then I went ahead and took the next 2 pieces, which is still from the second set, and then attached those to the third set of 2 strings, and then continued from there. After I was done all the way across with my second row of square knots, I decided to go ahead and do a third row of square knots. In hindsight, instead of doing 5 or doing it 5 times the first time, which gave me 3 square knots, then I should have done like maybe just 2, so that way I can get a more definitive like diagonal look out of this. But I'm still happy with the end result, considering this is my first time doing it. So once I got to the middle of this, I've seen so many macrame pieces where they have some beads in them, so I wanted to try my shot at it. So I put 1 large bead in the middle of this piece and just kind of fished it through there. I really need to get like a macrame needle or a threading needle. I do not have one of those, so I'm gonna look on Amazon and get one. But I threaded that through and then went ahead and completed or started finishing up the rest of my knots. And it was actually a lot easier than I thought working around that bead. It's just my ropes were getting shorter and shorter, so I have to figure out what I can do to prevent that if I need to cut them longer. Let me know in the comments below if you're familiar with macrameing and doing square knots or any other knots to get a different kind of look, or to make it not my strings not so, or my rope not so short with doing such just a small project. Just let me know your thoughts on this, if you like it, if you want to see more, because I had absolutely a lot of fun doing this. And then with my third row of square knots, I just did 2. I did it twice because the first time when you do the square knot, it's not set, so you have to do it twice, which will give you 1 square knot. I'm pretty sure. After I completed that, I went ahead and unraveled this rope. Now I attempted to try to like comb it or brush it out, but it just got really like it wasn't frayed. It was just kind of like messy, and it was just coming apart. Luckily, I only did that for 1, and that's one side you'll see. But the rest of them, I just unraveled them all the way around. I really, really love the look of it. It gives it a nice, cool fringe look. And then I just cut it down just to get it as straight as I could across. I tried to do like a diagonal thing, but that didn't work out. So after that, I went ahead and unraveled another piece to make my little top like triangle look or whatever. And I wanted to add some more to this since I had 1 bead in the middle, so I decided to go ahead and put a series of small and large beads on the sides of this, and then I just went ahead and tied this down. I figured out how to tie it down. I went ahead and watched a YouTube video and did a little bit more research on this part to figure out how to keep it down, and all I had to do was just literally just like tie it down. I guess it was just easier with this rope than it would have been with that mop. But yeah, this is what it looks like after I'm complete, and I absolutely love this. I think the fringe is like my favorite part. It looks so like boho chic. I absolutely love it, and I'm so excited to continue doing this style. For my next DIY, I am taking some of this Dollar Tree nautical rope as well as this nautical rope that I had little left over after my macrame pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and start to build a like weaving basket, I guess. I don't really know what this thing is called. It's going on a basket wall that I will have in my dining room, and I just wanted to try out what it would look like on the wall. So I'm just kind of curving it into itself and just hot gluing every time. I attempted to try not to hot glue every piece, but that's not going to work because some of them, the pieces will fall through. So you have to hot glue every piece on here. And then these new nautical ropes at Dollar Tree, when you open them up after you take the black tape off, it gets really frayed. So you have to make sure you glue that together down. So that's what I did after connecting this. I believe for this one I used 3 ropes to get this look. And then once I got to the end of one, I just had to kind of line it up to make sure that it looks like one cohesive rope instead of like 2 or 3. And just hot glued it down to the back. The back will be a little bit bulky only because the rope doesn't lay flat in the back, because you have to hide the frayed part. And then I used this bowl that I got from Kroger for like 59 cents. Still got to do a DIY with that to get my shape and to get a flat shape. So I finished that large one, and then the smaller one, I did the same thing, but what I decided to do was go ahead and take this brown nautical rope, like the darker, and add it into there. So I just did a couple of rows of that, and then added the large tan nautical rope back to it, and then alternate it. And then this is what they look like complete. I absolutely love these. I added some paint on it. I didn't record it. I don't know why or what happened, but I just wanted to add a little bit more to it to get it to stand out and be more of a statement piece on my start of my basket wall. But I really love these, and it just looks so good on my wall, and I know exactly what I want this to look like when it's complete. And I can't wait to show you guys. Alright dolls, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Mindy's video and see what she came up with. Alright dolls, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!